Vladimir Vlad has come up with this electromagnetic force field, which, and these are some kind of particles you put inside a wetsuit that supposedly will keep sharks from attacking you. And, well, I can't help but point out that it would be kind of nice to be able to use this.
And, Brian, do you even know what you did to beat off the shark?
Now, as for using Diane Sawyer as a caller, it is rather a bit of a problem that she's going to call Vladimir Brian, but nonetheless, it's a chance to use this Diane Sawyer drop, if nothing else. But, you know, what have we always heard, that you punch sharks in the nose?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah,
I am so dubious about that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being worth a damn.
I'm not punching a shark in the nose.
I don't know. Down in Florida, they've had some success with it.
Well, if this wetsuit, who tested this thing, by the way?
Oh, I have no idea. Or was it even tested? Who knows?
Well, let's give it a shot.
Is this guy a quack?
It's 6:58 at 101 WRIF in Detroit. It's 67 this morning. By the way, mix of clouds and sun during the morning. We'll give way to cloudy skies this afternoon. Slight chance of a rain shower. High today 75. Tomorrow, the high only 58 as fall just comes screaming in. And then Saturday at the Big House, upper 50s, which, by the way, is great Big House weather. I love 50s at Michigan football games. And then Sunday, low 60s. It's 67 now at the Riff. Trying Vlad. Is Vladimir Vlad there, please? Hey, Mr. Vlad, it's Drew and Mike calling on WRIF Radio. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Hey, we were calling about your fancy new wetsuit that shocks sharks.
Yes.
Man, what made you think of coming up with this? This is really, I mean, I don't know how often you run into sharks, but that's quite a concept. I mean, it seems like it might have a limited audience, but...
Well, I'm original from Romania. I live in South Africa for the last 14, 15 years. My son is doing a lot of surfing in South Africa, and I was quite very much concerned for his safety, and that's why we came across this patent at the time.
You know, the thing about it is when you're shocking things in water, I mean, couldn't this thing backfire and shock the hell out of you?
No, don't forget that we talk about electroceramic powder. We talk about particles of 300 microns, the size of the particles. So you have the particles into the wetsuit. It's a new material. The patent is very different from the initial what was published. We have 2 more improvements on the original patent. So he created a material which produces electric impulse out of the water pressure.
Yeah, boy, really.
Is that a fake accent, or is that really your accent?
Well, it is my accent.
Oh, it is. Okay.
My name is not 100% Anglo-Saxon.
I thought maybe you were doing a bit or something.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing, a wetsuit that shocks people, it sounded like it might be almost... I wasn't sure if this was real or not. In fact, does this thing really work?
Well, yes, it is, yes. We did the research. We've been at least 2 years in research into this project.
I mean, you actually have people, out there swimming with sharks with this wetsuit?
What I created elbow pads and knee pads, and we use the elbow pads and knee pads to swim with, and actually that's more than enough to create a small electric field around the diver.
Oh, so it's not a total wetsuit, it's just the knees and the elbows.
Well, I prefer to have a higher density around the knees and the elbows because obviously you have more mechanical activity into these segments. But can be transferred. That's what we are doing at this moment, and we hope to have it on the market in the next 4 months.
So somehow this creates an electromagnetic field around the swimmer, all the way around the stomach, back, everything, buttocks?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
So no matter where, and what happens, the shark stays a good distance away, or is it just that if a shark touches you, they get shocked?
Well, if you read the research into the shark sensibility, they have different abilities to detect the prey. If we have under 80 millivolts per specific prey, if you go over 1,000 millivolts per prey,
why do you talk that way?
Field, then already we keep them at bay.
Then it'll keep them at bay. They'll stay clear of you.
Yes, that's correct, yes.
What if the sharks figure out that it's just a bunch of powder and they go, I'm not fooled by that, I'm eating your head?
If considering that what you say is true and goes actually the bite into the wetsuit, is like you put your tongue on the battery. It will be the same for the shark because his teeth will be in a contact directly with the electroceramic powder and the conducting network which is inside the wetsuit.
But if a shark actually touches you, I mean, does it shock the shark so bad that the shark dies right then and there, or is it?
No. We don't talk about volts, guys. We don't talk about the plug volts. We don't talk about 110 volts. We talk about between 4 and 12 volts max.
Well, that's not about a shark.
Yeah.
What if he goes, well, that was nothing. I'm biting your head off.
Yeah.
That shot kind of bothered me, but not enough to not bite your head off.
It might even just piss him off, anger him a little bit.
No, it doesn't. We did the research so far, and we are very happy with what you see.
What did you offer your head to a shark, and then it just got bummed out from
No, we put the blood spray inside one of these neoprene gloves what we created, and they didn't come to bite. And then we remove the blood, the meat outside. We leave only the glove there, and actually we force the shark to bite into that. And the moment when the glove doesn't move, the material doesn't move, doesn't create any mechanical pressure, is no electric field. When the moment of the shark biting into that, he had a shock and moved straight away.
We had a question from one of our listeners.
And Brian, do you even know what you did to beat off the shark?
Excuse me?
Hold on, can you repeat yourself, ma'am?
And Brian, do you even know what you did to beat off the shark?
Well, we just allowed the shark to bite into the neoprene glove what we created.
So in other words, if you take something that's full of blood, something that's going to really attract a shark, and you put this neoprene substance on over that, the shark will attack it because of the blood, right? But then it encounters the electric field.
It's enough to have the contact. Remember that they are very sensitive on their teeth. They have the seventh sense into the teeth. And the moment when the teeth penetrates the wetsuit material and end up in the touch with the electroceramic powder, he has an electric shock into the teeth.
The shark,
and is that enough to cause him to freeze right then and there?
No, it doesn't freeze. It's chasing him away. Remember that we didn't create anything to kill anybody.
But have you ever had a situation where the shark went, hey, man, that was 4 volts. That doesn't bother me, and then it bites your hand off or something?
No. Remember that if you look again at the research, the sensitivity of the shark is the 5th billionth part of the volt. Well, what you have on the moment when he bites is the 5th billion part of the volt multiplied by 1 millibillion multiplied by 4. You have 4 volts.
You're just making that up. I don't know. Are you sure about the math there?
Well, I'm very sure about the math, yes. I have a PhD degree, for Christ's sake.
Well,
for Christ's sake, he said.
I mean, you could have a PhD from some online university for all I know. I'm just asking. I mean, I just want to make sure.
If you really want to do it, you have to test it for yourself.
You got to test it. I'm not testing it.
You want to make fun of me.
Have you ever had
your time?
You test it. I'm not going to go out there and hold on. We have another caller. Maybe we have a good question here. Hang on, Larry.
Let me go back to my work. Okay.
Well, wait a minute now. Hang on.
Vladimir, hold on.
The answers.
Wait, Vladimir, relax. No, I understand what you're saying. I didn't mean to offend you. I really didn't. But Larry...
No, you don't. You waste my time. If you don't understand the answers, why do you ask the questions?
Well, no, that's why I'm trying to do a little advanced work here.
Published, and you have access to the patent.
Yeah, but it's too complex.
Larry, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Vladimir, I'm sorry. Sorry to bother you. I'm sorry the guys got you worked up there, but I'm headed to Lake Michigan this weekend, and I don't have time to get your suit. I'm wondering if I do run into like a great white out at the lake this weekend, what's the best way you think to beat off a shark if I don't have your suit?
Well, so if we combine all the knowing theories and knowing research into that and knowing expertise into that, you create, because of your motion and because of the water pressure around you, a cocoon of electric field, which is far beyond the normal electric field generated by the normal prey, including by the human being.
But are you supposed to play with the balls at all, or just no?
You don't feel anything for you as a human being. Guys, try to imagine it's the same system what you apply for your pets in the front of your house. You don't allow your pets to go away from a specific area. What you do, you put a specific ultrasound system inside the lawn, and then you attach a collar to your dog.
Like if you're trying to beat it off, like away.
Would you punch the shark? I mean, if you didn't have your suit, some people have been known to punch a shark in the nose. They say that's a real sensitive area.
They are very sensitive on the Lorentzinis and pulse, which are exactly into the nose, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Vlad. See you guys. I love listening. First time.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot for listening. And Vlad has come up with something I don't know. It sounds almost too good to be true.
I mean, have you tested this with live human divers in the water swimming with heavy shark presence? Vlad?
Oh, Vlad disappeared.
Oh, he honored the caller, and then he's... So, well, all I have to say is Mr. Shark Expert doesn't know... He has no idea that sharks would not be in Lake Michigan.
There's no great white shark.
Nice thinking there's a great white shark in Lake Michigan. So much for his...
Hold on. Heads up. Oh, yeah, Vlad, something happened. The phone seemed to disconnect. I don't know if it's a problem on your end or our end or what happened exactly.
Well, you said thank you, and I assume that everything is finished.
Oh, we're talking to the callers.
Yeah, that was a caller that called in, and he didn't have your suit, and he was wondering what the best way to beat off a shark was if he were to encounter one without your suit.
Guys, we cannot change everything what is known about the sharks overnight just because you come with a new gimmick. We'll see actually how this wetsuit will perform on the real life, the full size of the wetsuit.
Yeah, but
so far we used small knee pads and ankle pads and elbow pads, and they'd be very efficient.
Have you had live human divers surrounded by sharks?
Yes, remember, I just arrived here 2 years ago, special to register the patent and to carry on towards mass production.
Now, do you have some kind of a waiver that, if people were to use this particular suit and, they bought into the electroceramic powder?
I'm sure that they will have this kind of waivers towards your client.
You don't know what the cost of this thing will ultimately be?
The cost, what we've been told at this moment by the manufacturer, will go between $60 and $100 above the knowing cost at this moment.
Okay, Jerry had a question. Jerry, are you there?
Yeah, Vlad Squared. Are you there?
Yes.
Vlad. Hey, I got a question for you. I actually once did beat off a shark. It was quite a precarious situation, real dangerous. Thankfully, I'm okay now. The only thing that was weird, the shark just took off and left. Now, am I supposed to have prolonged eye contact with it?
Do you look a shark in the eye, or
take it out to dinner?
The only experience what was showing to us so far in terms of shark attack is that if they are touched on the nose, where they have the Lorenzini cells, they are very sensitive, and actually they chase away. If you try to gouge them in the eye, it's the same effect. And
gouge them?
Yeah, people try to gouge them in the eye like with their thumb or something.
Oh, my God.
Do they have the marine biologists endorse this product?
We receive an open space for research from National Oceanic Administration.
All right, and now I don't understand. You've got a son because you said you started with the idea of protecting your son. So if your son was going to be swimming in a tank of sharks, would you feel confident if he was wearing this wetsuit with this powder?
We did. As I mentioned to you, we did already. We created initial ankle guards made from a neoprene format with the.
I wasn't paying attention though. But you were using your son?
He was sitting in the top of the surf with the ankles in the water, moving them in a normal swimming, and we had no sharks attack whatsoever. They didn't come even close.
And this was your son that did this?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Wow, that's dangerous.
Now, are you sure that sharks actually came into the area, or is it just that he was lucky that there were no sharks out that day?
I was in a kayak and he was on his surf. We've been surrounded by sharks all over there. We throw even bites inside the water there just to see the reaction.
I'm curious about this experiment because it seems like such a dangerous experiment. Had the shark just come flying up and knocked you out of the kayak and bitten your head off, I mean, that must have been scary to do the experiment.
Well, how do you do experiments if you don't have the money? How you invent?
I know, but I mean, I don't want to see a shark bite your son's head off in front of you. Can you imagine the horror of that? I mean,
we swim with them for very many years, and we took the risk. We assumed the risk. Any kind of patent, a new invention, assume the risk.
Did you force your son to sign a waiver?
No.
No.
Vlad says a team of inventors used the electric eel as a model to create the suit he believes will provide a 30-foot electrical force field around the swim. A force field? What a rush.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And if the shark still tries to bite, Vlad says its teeth will feel what it's like to put your tongue on a battery. So.
Well, once again, to review everything what we said so far, you had two non-conductive materials, two sheets. In between them, you sandwich another conductive material with electroceramic powder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a specific homogenization technology what we developed.
Wow.
So from outside, looks like
absolutely
a normal
don't follow this.
No.
material.
Uh-huh.
I have
But it's not
absolutely
conducted
no
towards
idea
your
what's
skin,
going
it's
on.
not conducted towards the water.
Right.
All the conductivity is applied by the water pressure and the motion of the diver.
Yeah, and thus
So
that's
all
why
this
it's at the
is collected
joints.
towards your ankles or towards your cuffs, and there it's eliminating to the water to an elastic polarization, so negative and positive.
Now,
So that creates a field.
some people are saying that not only are you making them very sleepy, but some people are saying that this will not work with hammerhead sharks.
I disagree with them. The hammerheads, actually, they have even one more sense of sensibility, which is the teeth.
I didn't even know what a hammerhead shark is. Now, will you have your son check it out with a hammerhead shark? Can you put your son in a
Well,
shark
he's
tank?
joining me now at the end of the month here in the United States, and we'll take it to the ocean, and we'll try it there.
Yeah, those
Okay.
marine biologists you're talking about, those are the guys to test it.
No, have your son do it, because to me that really proves that if Vlad is willing to put his son out there
On the line,
without a signed waiver, that tells me that he believes in this thing.
Well, first of all, I was the first to test on myself, and then my son wanted to see actually how he feels with that, and he tried as well. Obviously, I don't push my son. I mean, I'm not Michael Jackson, for Christ's sake.
Vlad, I would like you to have your.
You just redeemed yourself.
I would like you to have your wife test it without a signed waiver.
Well, I'm divorced, so I missed it.
Oh, you're divorced? Sounds like you worked on this thing too long, and she finally threw up her hands in disgust, huh?
No, it's not that. You invest a lot of money and a lot of your time, and you neglect part of the family. I think that's a risk of anybody who try to invent something and believing into something.
What other patents do you have? What's the most exciting thing you've invented besides this? Not exciting.
We have a technology already which is up and running. We have a pilot plant in Grinnell. We created a technology to separate the eggshell membrane out of the eggshell on industrial scale. We separate around 3 tons of membrane a day.
Well, anybody can do that. Was that
and from egg membrane we extract collagen. We have 4 patents covering all this technology.
But now, how is that applicable? Who's going to use that?
Well, Iowa State.
I mean, it's cool and everything.
Of eggs, and egg shell is a waste material.
Man, that is nuts. Okay, Vlad. Well, I appreciate it. It's an amazing invention, and as it mentions in the story, it's unfortunate that this female surfer didn't have this wetsuit. The Bethany Hamilton, the one that had her arm bit off. Remember her?
Yeah, absolutely. God, yeah.
Have you spoken to her about wearing this wetsuit?
No. Well, I keep a very low profile. I mean, this article was published just because the patent was published in the United States on the 8th of September. And we had around 400 phone calls since then.
Why does Diane Sawyer keep calling? Wait, hold on. What did you want to say to Vlad?
And Brian, do you even know what you did to beat off the shark?
I think he's covered that. Again, our callers are fascinated with this product.
Yes.
And it should
the shark bited into the material and actually had a shock there and ran away.
Right, and that's how you beat off the shark. Okay, and the product should be available in 4 to 6 months. And Mr. Vlad, we certainly appreciate your time.
Well, I appreciate your time, too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry we got off on a bad foot there. I didn't mean to question your credentials.
No, I'm not upset, but let's try to understand the difference between us, for example, in Europe. It's around 8 hours. I receive a telephone call around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning from Dublin, and somebody asked me if the wetsuit will affect the sperm count.
Oh!
Do you know how many questions like that?
Not a bad question.
I mean,
actually.
400 phone calls. We have 200 phone calls asking questions that have nothing to do with the patent.
What was the answer to the question about the sperm count, by the way?
Well, I told the guy to count his own sperm before and after.
Hey, a damn good answer, Vlad. Good answer.
All right, thanks a lot, Vlad Squared. You have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
You have to appreciate the smart ass.
I know. He's got some pretty solid comebacks.
Yeah, he really does. He's got some good comebacks. He really does.
All right.